And again, week 6 is in the books. We've had a lot of close games, couple coach firings, lots of injuries, and we are here to walk you through all that stuff. So, what are we doing with some of these nobodies that got you some points? Um, so, welcome again with me, as always, Big Mick Lipper. What's up, brother?
Good week. Good week. Kind of a random down week, I think, a little bit in the fantasy streets. It kind of felt weird when I was watching football on Sunday, but I think Monday saved it with the Atlanta Falcons, whoever had London and Bijan in their lineups, definitely probably won the matchup. So I had a
Yeah,
London and Bijan stack team that, oh man, that team romped at the end. So it was a fun week though. I had a pretty triumphant record for my leagues.
man, I tell you what, if you had Bijan or Jonathan Taylor, especially Bijan, like you're looking really good. You're looking really good, and I'm excited to get into some Bijan and the Atlanta Falcons a little bit later on. But man, like, dude, you mentioned something. This is a weird fantasy season with all the injuries we've had. Like, not just like little injuries, like injured reserve. Like guys are gone. Like it's gotten pretty crazy.
It's
So
gotten crazy, but I think we ran pure last year. That's why this year feels so injury plagued. And but we have lost some big names. Normally you don't lose like some receivers like that, like neighbors. And it seems like you said, there are a lot of guys going on IR, but IR isn't terrible. Like for now, I want my guys to go on IR at the latest right now. If they're going on IR anytime after these weeks, then you're in trouble.
yeah, we're getting into serious time. I mean, there's a lot of people that are sitting at 3-3 trying to figure out, hey,
Yes.
like what's gonna happen, dude? Like, do I need to go all in? Like, if you're in Dynasty, this is the time where you're deciding, am I going all in? Am I selling out to compete? Or am I laying up and selling some of my older assets and go ahead and draft for the future?
Hmm.
So this is definitely where you want to be at. You want to be here on Kingmaker Sports, getting all your information from Mick, Slayton, and myself, so we can help you navigate, this crazy stuff going on. But dude, we're seeing some good performances from guys that, man, unless you're taking them on a flyer, they're not really helping you. I mean, guys like Bam Knight, guys
I
like Kamani Vidal.
Oh man, who would have thought? Those are the two dynasty pickups this week was freaking Kamani Vidal and Bam Knight. I don't know what I was thinking, but I have a really good league in one dynasty, and I picked up Bam Knight. I don't even know why I did it. I think because I had Trey Benson, so I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna freaking own this whole backfield, and I pick up Bam Knight, and now it looks like he is the freaking starter for about 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, at least until Trey Benson gets back, right?
Yeah, I mean, they like him getting carries over Michael Carter. I think they like Bam Knight being the 1-2 thumper while we're on the subject, and then Michael Carter is going to come in and spell him. I think Amari DiMaccaro is kind of working his way out of the lineup.
Yeah, especially after the coach having to pay some money just for
Yeah,
correcting a grown man. I
yeah,
mean, how many times when we were playing that coach come up to you, like grab you on your face mask, get right in your face, he's all pissed off, hitting you in your chest, something like that. Like you make a mistake, like that's part of football, man.
I get ripped all the time. Yeah, I mean, especially in high school was the worst. Out
Like when we were
college was the worst.
kids, this is a grown man.
I know, which is even
So if
worse
it's
because
okay for kids, like why is it not okay for a grown man?
because of our soft society, and it's out on the air right now, and everyone can see it. So they didn't like that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, heck, YouTube was just now being a thing, I guess, back when we were kids. Um, but man, yeah. So anyway, so Kamani Vidal, another one. If you went and picked him up, you were looking pretty good, especially after they come out and said, "Oh, Hassan Haskins, he's going to get the bulk of the work and all this stuff." So a lot of people went out and picked up Hassan Haskins, and then boom, Kamani Vidal just comes out and has a game, man.
That's let that be a lesson to us. I think I was a little more on the Hassan Haskins was going to take more of the load. So I personally was wrong. I'll admit that. Although I didn't say that on the air or anything, but in my mind, I was like, I was adding more Hassan Haskins. I thought he was going to get more of the bulk, but let this be a lesson to us. Pick up both guys. Or if you put a bid in for Hassan Haskins, someone's going to outbid you. Put a bid in for the next guy in the backfield, just like Bam Knight. This is 2 examples now that we have this. Put a bid in for the secondary guys because you never know what will come out of it, and just put it in for lower amount than you did for the main starter. And most of the time, it ends up working out. I even did that, Justin. Remember when Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams, I think I forgot who got hurt in that Packers backfield, but they had those 2 coming back up. Someone went on IR and they're out the whole year. So it was either you had Jamal Williams or Aaron Jones, and everyone thought the Jamal Williams was Hassan Haskins. I even put in a bid higher for Jamal Williams, but I got outbid, but I got Aaron Jones that year, and he ended up being an RB1 for the rest of the year and helping me win a lot of freaking tournaments. So that just
you're looking
kind
really
of bet on the guy that has more athleticism, maybe guy that looks a little more, I don't know, that could take a 3-down workload for passing and rushing, and maybe the more explosive guy.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Vidal come out, he played 67% of snaps, which, I mean, gosh, that's a lot. 18 attempts on 124 yards. So, dude, he come out and had a really, really good game.
He looked like what we want freaking RJ Harvey and DeAndre Swift to look like for being that, those 5'9" little, bowling ball backs. That's what we envisioned RJ Harvey looking like, or I did, at least for Denver. And we got it from freaking Gamani Vidal, of all people.
I wouldn't give up on RJ Harvey just yet. I think his best years, best games are ahead of him. I just think the J.K. Dobbins stuff, him just being the veteran and Sean Payton being an old school guy, they lean more towards the veterans over the rookies. So
I know I don't like him getting put as the 3rd down back and not the 1-2 back in Denver's offense, because I don't know. I think the 1-2 down back has more value in that backfield than just the 3rd down back. So that kind of worries me a little bit because he's not getting the snaps we want him to.
Right. So, and we had some other performances out there, but before we get too far into it, we'll go into our Kings of the Week candidates. But I want to touch on, as you see up on the top of the screen, we have a partnership with W Energy. All the flavors are up there. If you use code Kingmaker for 10% off, that is code Kingmaker, and that's not just just one thing. Okay, that's your whole order, everything. Man, they sent me some of this flavor. It's the Blue Tropical Punch. And man, I tell you what, I got it right here in the shaker bottle too. Dude, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
They've got some wild flavors. When I was looking into it to buy them, they've got crazy flavors. All of them sound actually pretty good though. Mine's coming. I'll be drinking with you next week because it's probably in the mailbox right now.
Yeah. Mine they've got one, it's like a s'mores that you can mix with milk, and it tastes like s'mores and stuff. So that'd be kind of cool. Now it's, I've had people ask me, hey, is that a pre-workout or what is it? Man, no, I mean, but it works really good. It's like good, clean energy. It's coffee fruit extract. So it's not all the chemicals and all that stuff like that, bro. It tastes really good. I had my wife try it. She likes it. Like she's about this right here. They, so they sent me the blue stuff. But anyways, like I said, if you want to try some of this stuff out, you don't like how the soda style energy drinks make you feel. I like it. I think this stuff tastes pretty good. I can't wait to get more flavors and try them out. But use code Kingmaker, as you see up top. That's it. Just Kingmaker for 10% off every order, your whole order, every time you go. It's forever and always to the end of never ever. So go ahead and try that out. Support the show. We're up to 102 subscribers right now. So still trying to get a hold of Bubba Rodriguez about your roster review, get some details from you. So that's still on the way. But now we've passed that initial hump of 100. So next step, 200. So at 200, we're going to be giving away a jersey. All right. It's going to be a relevant fantasy player, be giving away a jersey, but you can't get the jersey unless you are a subscriber and you're entered to win that. So make sure you go ahead and do that before you head out. Now moving on. King of the Week. So we talked about some good performances, right? So who was your favorite performance of the week?
Oh man, there's a lot of them. Of course, I think it's going to be Bijan. I think that's kind of spilling it, but I think Bijan proved that he is the RB1 in fantasy because that game got nice and close, and you saw what Bijan can do. His talent is unbelievable. When you see that they are in a competing game, oh my gosh, he's unreal. I mean, him
Yeah.
and then again Rico Dowdle again coming to life, looking good, right?
Yeah, that was look. So we're gonna eat a little crow on this because Rico Dowdle was last week's Fool's Gold winner. We said, hey, this isn't gonna happen again, but Canales is over there in Carolina and he's using Rico Dowdle as his whole offense, man. So he had a big week, but I'm still, you know what? I'm still going to be on that train that he's not going to continue this. I could be wrong. And hey, look, if I'm wrong, that's fine. You know, get him on waivers, make sure he's on your team. But hey, look, I just don't think this is going to be continued success for him. But one of my candidates here actually is from the Falcons as well, but it's not Bijan Robinson. All right. Now, hear me out. The only reason I have him as a candidate here, okay, as a candidate, is because he caught 10 of how many targets you think Drake London had?
14 or 10?
16.
Oh man, okay.
Bro had 16 targets and caught 10 of them. That's 10 points just on catches. Before he stepped foot anywhere, he got you 10 points. But he turned those 10 catches into 158 yards. And he got a touchdown to go with it. Like, this is the Drake London that we've been waiting for since he entered the league.
I was on that train. Remember, we had a show, and me and you were going against Slayton. Slayton didn't want any part of Drake London and Michael Penix, and I said, "Whoa, pump the brakes." I thought Drake London would get off on a little faster start than he did, but what you saw from Drake London on Monday was what I thought we were going to get to start the season, because I know that Penix can throw the ball deep. I know that Drake London can get open. And I just foresaw that coming, those big weeks. So I hope they string together more consistency. But Penix looked freaking good. And Drake London looks like a top 5 wide receiver like me and you thought he was in Dynasty to start this year. I think he took a little bit of a hit, and we probably missed our opportunity not to buy low, but to have an available window to actually buy him, you know. And
if you were looking at Superflex, Penix was somebody to buy low too.
No kidding. And Penix looks good, man. I've always thought Penix, he looks kind of like a deer in the headlights sometimes, but it's only his second year, and the man can sling it, and the man has a very deep target per throw ratio. So I think he's not a bad QB2 in your Superflex in the future.
No, and especially as many weapons as he has. I mean, it's hard to fail when you have Bijan Robinson behind you, okay, which is going to open up passing lanes because they're going to have to respect Bijan Robinson, as we saw this week for sure. When you have Kyle Pitts, who's still a very capable tight end, okay? Yes, he hasn't been anything since his rookie year, but he's still very capable. Like, I still believe in Kyle Pitts, especially for tight end premium. I think his best games are ahead of him. And then you got Darnell Mooney. I know he's been hurt, but you still got Darnell Mooney. They do, man. They really do. But dude, it's gonna be see Brandon here. Want a dub, get you a W. There you go. I love that, man. Nice. Good job, Brandon. But yeah, when you're 6'4", Drake London, I mean, you still can go get those contested catches too. I mean, you're gonna get up in there. You're already halfway there.
He's got a big wingspan, and Penix can put the ball there. So, I mean,
yeah. I was big on Penix coming out of college. I mean, I don't know if you were a lot of people read a lot of my stuff. His year coming out 2 years ago, he was like my favorite quarterback coming out. Like, I thought his accuracy was very well. Yes, he's older, he's well traveled, but I think that helps with more of his maturity level. And at the quarterback position, you need that because we saw how it affected Anthony Richardson. You know, I mean, I'm sitting here wearing the Colts shirt. Like, we saw how it affected him, and he didn't have the maturity level. because he didn't have a lot of games underneath his belt. He didn't have a lot of years. But then Michael Penix comes out, and here he is. He's the game's not too big for him, anything like that. But um, but yes, our king of the week, like there was some good candidates, but by far, I mean, I think we got to go unanimous Bijan Robinson this week, king of the week for week number 6.
Unreal. Yeah. He took that's the most I've seen a player take over a game in a long time to myself. Like watching an NFL game, I haven't seen a player take over a game like that and actually win the game. It was obvious because he was gassed towards the end and they needed him. And he was sitting on the sideline trying to catch it. It looked like he had been through hell because he was giving all he could. And when he wasn't on the field, you could see that they were struggling. And then when he's on the field, boom, automatically the ball starts moving again. Man, he is so freaking good. If you have him in redraft, you're looking good. But even more, I think his price in Dynasty is he is unfreaking real.
I don't think anybody's selling him. Like, I don't think you could buy him for any amount of currency in Dynasty.
He might be the most expensive non-quarterback in Dynasty after that game. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Like I'm probably
he's bumped Jamar Chase for sure.
Right? Like he's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
Yeah, to get you 38 points. I mean, he's having a great year. Let's start at week 1. Week 1 against Tampa, he had 27 in PPR. At Minnesota, he had 22. At Carolina, he had 16. At Washington, he had 30. And, of course, they had their bye week last week. And then week 6 against Buffalo, 38. Against Buffalo,
man,
he has 38 points. Like, dude has 170 on the ground and a touchdown, and he has 8 targets. 8 targets to your running back, bro. Think about that. Caught 6 of them for 68. Like, this guy is the offense right now, bro.
I think he's gonna put 1K, which hasn't been done since what, McCaffrey?
Bro, that's
he's gonna do 1K.
That's elite company.
I'm pretty sure he's on par because he's getting enough catches and he's getting about 70 receiving yards a game.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be interesting to see. But yeah, if you have Bijan Robinson, you're very, very, very happy right now. I mean, Bijan's probably sitting about 300 receiving yards right now in the year.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see what Tampa he had 100 just in Tampa. Washington had 106, and then he had 68 this week. So I mean, yeah, he's sitting at around 300, just north of 300. So dude, like you're loving this right now. Oh, here it is. Receiving yards 338 and rushing yards 484. So he's like, bro, yes, we're probably going to see 1K.
Yep, I think so.
So would that make him? Would that make him like BJ 2K or something? I don't know what you'd call him.
That'd be cool. I like that.
2Ks. Oh, you have to go do 2Ks, not 2K, but 2Ks. 2Ks. So yeah, congratulations, Bijan Robinson. I mean, you already know you're a stud, bro. But you keep killing it out there. We're glad to have you. If you got him on your team, you're feeling really good about yourself. So with the good stuff out of the way, let's go to, I mean, I guess you could say the bad stuff, but it's not really bad. I guess being the Fool's Gold candidate it's good that you're the Fool's Gold candidate because that means you'd had a really good week. But the Fool's Gold candidate also means it's probably not going to happen again. Now, look, we were wrong on Rico Dowdle last week, but I'm still going to stand my ground on that. Like, I don't know where you're at with Rico Dowdle, but I'm going to stand my ground on that this is not going to keep happening.
No.
So you're thinking Rico, like, this isn't all the time. This isn't the new normal for him.
No, they paid Chuba. When Chuba comes back, that backfield's gonna be split. I picked Rico Dowdle up in every single league I could when I heard that Chuba was going to be out, and I have started him in multiple leagues, and that's why I've done really good this past 2 weeks because Rico Dowdle is one. I think I have him on about 5 teams of my 11 right now in redraft and dynasty combined, and he won me the last 2 weeks by himself on both of those on all those teams. So if Chuba isn't playing, he's not Fool's Gold. If Chuba's active, I don't see them giving Rico 100% of the snap share. There's no way in hell. I bet my left nut on that. Like, he's going to go down. They're going to go 50-50. Chuba's going to take a hit, though. Whoever has Chuba needs to be worried because Chuba no longer is going to have his 60 to 80% work share. Dowdle is going to carve into that and make that backfield now unstartable, I think.
Not as long as Rico's healthy for sure.
Yes, you're going to have to be flexing them and hoping that you're going to get one of them to pop.
But we saw Rico Dowdle have really good success in Dallas, though, in 2024. I mean, the dude had 1,000 yards or more, 1,079 yards and a couple touchdowns.
And he wasn't even getting the full work with the Dallas until about week 5, from what I remember. So that's when he started that's when they started making him the bell cow. He's a freaking good running back, but
he's looking really good.
Carolina got him on a steal for the contract, and he was out to prove it at the Dallas.
Oh yeah, and dude, the Carolina running backs are so weird because like you had Jonathan Brooks coming out of Texas, who was going to be like their next big running back.
I like him.
And I still think he can be okay, but just injury after injury is like, dang man, like what are you doing here? Is this a Dalvin Cook issue like that we saw with him early on, but then he broke out? Like I don't know. And then Chuba Hubbard steps up in a big way for Carolina and then earns himself the starting role and a contract. And then he goes down, and now Rico Dowdle comes out and has 2 amazing games. Like, what do you do if you're Mike Canales in Carolina, dude? Like, you've got quite the controversy. I mean, I've got an answer for that, but it's not. Fantasy managers aren't going to like it. Because I'm saying run a 3-headed monster over there. That's if I'm Mike Canales.
Mm-hmm.
So because look, these coaches don't care about our fantasy teams. It's all about winning for them.
Yep.
But so my candidate, I'm gonna go Tez Johnson. So Tez Johnson is somebody that we saw out of college. It looked pretty decent. He was with Bo Nix in Oregon. They're like best friends or adopted brothers or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why their connection was so strong. But so the reason why I'm going to have Tez Johnson as our fool's gold this week, one, because really there wasn't any like odd standouts. And I didn't want to put Rico Dowdle as another fool's gold again because he was our fool's gold last week. But he had a 72% snap percentage, which is really high for somebody who's not named Emeka Egbuka, Chris Godwin, who was out, Mike Evans, who was out, so that's really good. Somebody had to step in and fill that role.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why I'm saying this is fool's gold, okay? He only had 3 targets, but he had 1 catch that was 45 yards, but that was for a touchdown though. Okay. So he didn't get you a lot of points. He only got you about 11 and a half, depending on how your league scores. But no odd names really stood out this week. So we didn't really have a lot of surprises to go off of here. So just for that alone, because of that 1 target that he had, or that 1 reception that he had that was a long bomb for a touchdown, he got you enough points to kind of qualify for fool's gold this week. What do you think about Tez Johnson's performance?
I think like you said, Egbuka went out, no Godwin, no Evans. So they're thrown to a guy that I know pretty much every backfield, every player in the NFL. I've never heard of Cameron Johnson in my entire life. Have you?
No, never.
And he came out of nowhere, and he had he had about 4 for 60 and a tud. And this dude came out of nowhere, and then so it's Cameron Johnson and Tez Johnson. For Baker can make anyone relevant. So I think you're right. I think going forward, I don't mind him in Dynasty, but he is probably the smallest. He's smaller than Tank Dell, Tez Johnson, but he does have some talent.
Yeah, he's 5'10", 165 pounds.
Yeah.
He can throw this kid around.
He was a Debbie Darling. He can get open, so he can be there for PPR, but I think a little bit of fool's gold. I've got a couple, maybe not. I think Tez Johnson's a good one, but a couple that I'm wondering can repeat their performance because DeAndre Swift looked good, right?
Yes. Yeah, DeAndre Swift. But I got to give a shout out to the Bears offensive line, though. They were opening up gaping holes for DeAndre Swift. Like that offensive line was making Caleb Williams look really good. And yes. I don't think Caleb Williams is a good quarterback, first off.
Yes. I thought DeAndre Swift looked kind of electric. Honestly, he normally when I see him, because I have a lot of him this year, because he was going very late and I was adding him as like my RB4 in redraft. So I have a lot of Swift. He was on every single bench I had this week. And to me, when I watched the games beforehand, it looked like he'd hit the holes kind of slower than what we know he's capable of. But last night, or when we were watching, he looked like he was electric. They're getting him off the ball. They're pitching him and doing outside zone runs, and he looked good. And they were opening up big holes, like you said. So I think DeAndre Swift might be a little bit of a fool's gold, but it might be there too because that might open up something. I mean, Chicago might have found something out of the bye because we know Ben Johnson's running backs are pretty good. And then also Kamani Vidal looked pretty damn good too. And I don't know if that's going to be fool's gold or if that's going to be like that the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah. So I think DeAndre Swift would be a really good fool's candidate, a fool's gold candidate, if he wasn't their RB1. You know what I mean? Like if he wasn't like the guy, then for like if he was like the RB2 coming out and have that performance, hands down, like fool's gold for sure. But because we know these Bucks receivers, we know who the top 3 guys are, hands down. So that's the only reason I'm going to go with Tez Johnson this week. But yes, dude, DeAndre Swift had a really, really good game.
Yes, he did.
So, but for that, Tez Johnson, congrats on the award? Question mark.
Yeah.
But yeah, so everybody, please do not buy into this. Do not go after Tez Johnson on waivers. Do not do this. Like, don't waste your time on Tez Johnson. He had a good game. That was it. That's all it was. Like, I can't even say he had a good game. He had 3 freaking targets, and he only caught 1 of them, but it just happened to be for a touchdown.
Yes.
So, I don't know. Do you think they should buy the hype on this and go get him?
No, would you start him in a flex if next week Ibuka, Evans, and Godwin miss? Would you start Tez Johnson?
Hell no. I'm looking at other places. Like, I'm not going after this guy.
Me too. I think I would start Cameron Johnson over Tez Johnson.
And we don't even know where he went to college. I don't even know that guy.
Dude, he's young though. Because I went to add him on waivers in Dynasty just for the hell of it, deep leagues and whatnot. And he's only like 23 years old. And I've never heard of that guy.
Never at all. So yeah, don't buy into the hype, everybody. Don't go get Tez Johnson on waivers. Don't waste your time on that. I mean, if you're in Dynasty, you probably have him on your taxi squad.
Yeah,
because you probably took him. Yeah, he's what, 5th, 6th round, depending on how many rounds you go in your rookie drafts. But he wasn't a big guy there. So, all right. So moving on. Let's look at what are some notable injuries that we had coming out of week 6. All right. So one of them, we just got through talking about the Bucks and Emeka Egbuka. He had a little hamstring. So he was ruled out, pulled a little hammy. Doesn't look like it's going to be anything big. But we are not doctors here on Kingmaker Sports. This isn't Kingmaker Medical here. All right, we are not doctors. We're just telling you what we have seen from the team. Okay, man, how bad does this hurt you if you're an Emeka Egbuka owner?
I don't think it hurt. It hurts. Trust me, because he was scoring 15 to 20 points every single damn week. But with that being said, you added him as your 3rd or 4th receiver, so you were just enjoying the fruits of the labor with Ibuka. So maybe it's not going to hurt you as much because that guy that you got, maybe Pittman or Downs or those guys that you drafted ahead of him, or Judy, who's a bust this year. I shouldn't even bring him up. But now that receiver on your bench is just going to take over and probably not score what you got out of Ibuka, but still give you a decent floor. So it's going to hurt teams because for sure, every single team that I saw, Justin, in redraft that drafted Ibuka is 500 or better because you got him late and he was scoring you mad points. And those are the types of picks and roster moves that propel a team to help you win. So it is going to hurt those teams that have been overperforming their draft position because they drafted him. That am I wrong, or most of your teams that have Ibuka on them that you don't own them, they're a top team, right? They're over 500. They're in the top that have Ibuka, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're looking really good right now. That does hurt. I mean, we haven't seen a rookie come out look this solid in a long time. This definitely tells me though that like I'm not worried about the injury so much. I think he'll be okay. But gosh, when this Tampa Bay offense gets all three guys back healthy, they're gonna be dangerous, man. They're gonna be real dangerous.
They are. They're going to be
So,
good.
Boone Nagoon said, "Is Spencer Rattler a franchise quarterback?" I don't even think we have to answer that.
He's just saying that because he's got him on a dynasty team, and he is hurting at QB because I told old Pooner to buy Justin Herbert off me, and he was like, "No, I can't do it. I'm going to go in. I think Nick's." He said, "I got Nick's. I'm going to draft Dart. I'm going to have Ward. I'm going to be fine because I have Russell Wilson." You got lucky, Poon, on Dart. You got lucky, but he's going against Denver, so you're going to have Nick's and Dart going against somebody. So you are hurting. I know you're struggling at QB.
Hey, well, I mean, let's help him out. If he's struggling at QB, man, what's some good guys that he could go out? I don't know what his stuff looks like, but let's say super flex. If you've got a first rounder, like let's say a late first, like what kind of QBs you think he can go out there and throw around and try and look at?
I just saw Goff go for a projected late 27 first, so Goff is available.
Bro, I think Goff slept on. Like I've been preaching Goff for the past 2 years. Like, why wouldn't you want the quarterback in a really good offense?
In a top 5 offense in the NFL.
Yeah. So and look, I know they just had a weird thing with Kansas City, but Kansas City, I want to check their bank statements, man, because Kansas City is paying some refs. They're like, I get Mahomes is the face of the NFL. I get that. Like I do, okay? But dude, you're making it so obvious. You're making it hard for the casual fan to look the other way and say, "Oh, nothing's going on over here." Bro, we see it. That you're not even hiding it anymore that you're protecting Kansas City. And most importantly, Patrick Mahomes, he's getting the Tom Brady effect, which we knew it happened with Tom Brady because he would go, "Hey, the guy did this." There's the flag. Like, okay, boom, he did this. Oh, how do you know? Oh, well, Tom told me.
Hey, to me, Patrick Mahomes, he deserves it because he's a baller. He plays hard. He's on one of the best teams in the NFL, the most consistent team in the NFL in the last 5-7 years. So he is getting the LeBron treatment. He's getting the Tom Brady treatment. And I'm okay with it because when you're around that long, when you're a good face like he is, you're a good guy at what seems, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely getting the rub, for sure. That's more of like a wrestling term. That's for the tag team talk show, but he's definitely getting the rub from the league, which he should. I mean, he's the face of the league, not the team, of the league, man. Like, there's little kids out there wearing Patrick Mahomes jerseys, and they couldn't tell you on a map where Kansas City is.
Yeah.
So, but it's
obvious.
I get it, but they're making it obvious, right? It's too obvious.
It's obvious. Could it just be that the Kansas City Chiefs are a very, very well-coached team under Andy Reid?
Oh, I mean, they are very well coached. No, I'll give you that. Like, they're very well coached. Andy Reid is a Hall of Fame coach. I mean, I think he's the best coach in the NFL right now, and has been for a little while. But man, I don't know. I think we're going to see a lot of different things happen with this Chiefs team because Travis Kelce just doesn't look like he cares about football anymore.
No, I mean, why would you?
He's about to marry a billionaire. Like, he doesn't give a crap about this. Dude's going to retire on his podcast with his brother and live out his days as a podcaster.
Yes, but guess who's coming back next week, Justin?
Who's that? Tell everybody who's coming back next week.
Mr. Rashee Rice. If someone hasn't been this hyped in so long, I think he's the most hyped player coming off of suspension since I can remember. I have a lot of guys in my Dynasty League trying to buy him right now, and they're trying, and I get it. They're offering me Cam Scatterboo plus a second, and I can't do it.
Go get you Tez Johnson. Don't do that. I'm not telling you to do that. Don't do that.
No, we'll see though. We'll see.
Dude, Rashee Rice, like What if he comes out and just stinks it up?
That is a concern. That is a concern because he hasn't played in the NFL for a year and a half. So,
Yeah.
and he had a big injury. So I don't know. It's going to take a little bit for him to ramp up, I think. I don't know. It's a mystery box, but we know he's good. We know Kansas City's offense actually looks better than I thought with not having their bodies. Mahomes is
Hollywood Brown
playing
looks pretty decent.
right, and freaking Rashee Rice is 10 times the player Hollywood Brown is right now. And
Oh yeah.
I'm really excited for Rashee to come back. I can't wait. I think he's
I
gonna.
tried to buy low on Rashee Rice in the offseason. And like as soon as the suspension got announced, I tried to buy him, but nobody was budging, man.
No, I told him. Me and Justin, our listeners, we had a conversation about Rashee Rice. Do you remember this? And you asked me what I thought of him because I own him in a league, and I think Justin was trying to buy him. And I said, "Look, I probably won't sell him to you, Justin, because I value him more than what he's going, and I put him in the tier of like the elites, just after the Lamb, Chase, like that elite tier. After Amon Ra, after those guys, like that tier where you know it's really, really good production. I said I have Rice in that tier, maybe not the first of that tier, but he's in the next tier.
Yeah.
So if you're coming to buy him from me, you have to offer me those prices. And at that point, guys are like, no, he's suspended. And we've only seen it for like half a season. So no. And so that's what I said. Guys trying to buy him from me, I said, listen, you're probably not going to buy him from me because I have him valued too high. I might look like an idiot, but I believe in him. I think he fits. I don't think he's the player or athlete that we have Jefferson, Chase, Lamb, but he fits that scheme so well. I think he's going to do well.
Yeah, you don't need so with Rashee Rice, man, like you don't need him to be a Justin Jefferson, anything like that. Like you just need the dude to get his receptions. All right. But the thing is, like, yeah, okay, they can say we've only seen a little bit of this and that, but they already know how they're going to use him in the offense. They've already got that part worked out.
Yes.
So bringing him in and having Xavier Worthy, who hasn't been horrible, but he hasn't been a barn burner, hasn't blown the roof off of it. And then having Hollywood Brown, who again, just like Xavier Worthy, hasn't been phenomenal, but he hasn't been bad. I think Rashee Rice coming in is actually going to help all three of them.
Yeah.
But I obviously I think it's going to help Worthy and Rice more, but still, because dude, Kelsey, where the hell's Kelsey at?
He's old. He's there. He's there to soak up some targets. He's there to be a big body in the middle of the field. But I mean, he's 35. How many? He's old. I mean, come on now. He's still performing. Granted, for a 35.
Yeah, he's performing at Tay concerts. That's where it's performing.
I don't blame him.
Bro, the dude's got it made.
No,
he's got his life made, man. He's good.
I just can't wait for the breakup 5 years later, and then he's in all the songs.
And that banger that Tay writes about him.
I heard it. I haven't listened to it. I don't even want to know.
My wife made me listen to she has it on her phone where it like shows the lyrics and stuff like that. Bro, this ain't these are dirty lyrics.
So I've heard.
It's not okay. Like little kids are going to these concerts.
I know.
Hey, whatever. Hey, go live your life, girl. Do what you think is right. We ain't gonna get into all that. Unacceptable. But anyways, my daughter ain't going to no dang Tay concert. I'll tell you that.
Not anymore.
But so another one to keep an eye on. Another injury to keep an eye on. Okay, Puka Nacua. He had a little ankle injury, but it looked like he came back. But we still need to see how this is going to look, though. So we'll monitor this as the week goes on. But bro, you cannot afford to miss Puka Nacua for a week because if you got Puka Nacua on your team, like you're competing, you're in the thick of it right now.
He's carrying your team. He's the best late round, first round pick or second round pick that we had in redraft this year, aside if McCaffrey slid. But Puka Nacua has been carrying every team he's on in redraft and dynasty. So what I'm going to say is I think it comes at a good point because you're going to miss him probably next game is in London. If it's not too bad, he'll play. But if it's bad enough, he won't play. And then they have a bye that following week. So he's got 2 weeks to get healthy. So it comes at a decent time because it only looks like you're going to miss him for about a game and a half if he doesn't play next week. And then he has the bye to heal up, and then he'll be fine, which is weird because I was looking at the play. I'm a big Puka Nacua guy, and he didn't sprain it. It wasn't a twist. It wasn't a high ankle sprain. It wasn't a roll. It's like he fell on it. So it looked weird. I thought it was like a contusion or a bruise or something, but then they said ankle, and I was like, man, I didn't see any sprain in it. So I don't know what's going on with it, but it doesn't sound too serious.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I mean he's the leading wide receiver in fantasy points on the season so far, so you definitely need him. So here goes Pundagoon again. Says who are some cheap veterans to try and acquire? So is this dynasty or are we talking about redraft? Like somebody
do both. Probably cheap vets, I'm guessing, is dynasty because there is no cheap vet in redraft. All the players are in the same ilk. So cheap vets in dynasty. The first one that rings off my mind is Mike Evans, but I don't think he's been performing that well this year. So I don't want to recommend him. I think, you know what? I think on the other side of him, I'm going to say Terry McLaurin is a good cheap vet to try and acquire because he's been hurt. He's been off the radar. He missed training camp. So we knew he was going to have a slow start. So when he does come back, it's obvious that Jaden Daniels needs some guys to throw to because he's thrown to Chris Moore. Who the hell is Chris Moore? And then he's thrown to another guy that escapes my mind. And Jalen Lane, who's a rookie. So I think Terry McLaurin, who is 30 years old, is probably going to have a little ramp-up period. And when he gets healthy, probably can help you win some championships towards the end.
Yeah. He's definitely somebody who's had a really, really slow start, and the injuries haven't helped. But I don't think him and JD5 have been on the field at the same time this season, other than like maybe week 1. I think that was it. So his best weeks are definitely ahead of him. So Terry McLaurin's a good one. And me, I'm gonna say Devontae Adams.
Of course, yeah.
I think Devontae Adams is a good one. With Puka Nacua obviously being the alpha. We just got through saying that Puka Nacua is the top wide receiver in the NFL right now. Or fantasy. Let's just go fantasy, whatever. I know they got some JJ truthers and some Chase truthers, but Devontae Adams seeing the other side of that. The Rams are still a really powerful offense, and you want pieces and good offenses. I mean, how many times do we say that on this show? So I think Devontae Adams would be a good one. And I don't think he'll cost you a first like he used to. I mean, people are starting to see like, okay, this is kind of the last year or two I'm going to get out of Devontae Adams. If you're competing, I'm giving up maybe a high second for Devontae Adams if I'm competing.
I'd give up my late first next year that's tricky because he's doing good, but he's not smashing and he's not helping you win. Right. He's just doing good.
Right.
So I would buy him if I could get him for a second, like you said, but I probably wouldn't want to burn my first. And I'm trying to think of any running backs, but no running backs are really coming to mind. I think
all the older running backs are performing right now.
Aside from Derrick Henry, if you could go buy him cheaper than what you got him in the beginning of the year because he's had a down year and Lamar's coming back, so that's going to help. And with the fumbling issues, I think we'll see Henry get back to kind of what he was doing. So if you can buy him for cheap, most guys that have him are competing though, so that'd probably be hard to tear him off of their roster. So running backs are kind of hard to come by.
So he's not like a veteran like you would think in the term of like a Derrick Henry or a Saquon Barkley veteran. What do you think about Travis Etienne? Somebody who not a lot of hype, especially coming into the season, right? Because Tank Bigsby had all the hype, and we know he gets traded to Philly, but not as a running back though, as a kick returner, which is very odd. And then Bashal Tootin is looking like, oh man, it's Tootin season, let's go. And we're not really seeing a lot of Tootin right now. We're seeing a lot more Travis Etienne, and he comes out and has some good games. Now he's only 26, right? I think Travis Etienne could be a good running back who's still got some years left, So if you're buying a running back, and you could get him for a late first, I think. And that's probably his max value, I think, is a late first right now.
I think he's a good vet to try and acquire. I think that's a good one because he's a good vet to acquire, but he still has that mystery box, that Pandora's box, to where he could go somewhere next year if the Jags don't sign him, because after this year, he's done with the Jags. They have to re-sign him or he's going and signing with another team. So I do like ETN. And I'll even throw out Dobbins in there too, because Dobbins looks like
Just was going to talk about him, bro.
Dude, Dobbins looks like the main guy. And I watched one game, I think it was 2 weeks ago. I don't know if I think it was the Island game. It was a Thursday night, I think they played, and Dobbins looks like the clear best runner in that offense. He looks like he has it. He looks like he's not going down anytime soon with an injury. And it is night and day compared to when him and RG Harvey get a carry. Dobbins looks like the better running back. He's been through it. He looks good. And so he probably will sign next year. I could see Peyton signing him again next year and just keeping him or not.
Yeah.
And him going
you
to
and I were massive fans of
because
he coming out.
Still looks good. If he never got hurt, man, I'm not going to say he would be Bijan, but he was on that explosiveness, catching the ball, dodging. He was the shit, and he got all his energy zapped out of him by the Achilles, multiple knee, ACL, MCL, and that's just a shame because the fact that he's doing this, he's the only running back doing this from an Achilles that we've seen vis-a-vis Dante Foreman, but he never really did anything this crazy. Yeah. So it just goes to show J.K. Dobbins how good he could have been with all these injuries. He's still good.
Yeah. I mean, it's like so much so, like I remember it was you and I had the 101 and 102, and then you followed up behind me with the 103. So much so I knew it was Chase no matter what. I was taking Jamar Chase no matter what 101. But at 102, it was me and my cousin.
That's a different class.
Was that a different class?
Yes. So that was the class before then. That was the Jerry Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb class with Dobbins, Swift, JT, CEH, Jefferson. That's how.
That was the 2020, the big class. Yes. Okay. Because I remember there was something going on where it was a big debate, and the guy with the 101, he was bouncing back and forth between Jonathan Taylor and CEH, and then CEH got the landing spot at the 32 pick with the Chiefs. And he was like, all right, man, I'm going CEH. And I'm like, man, I don't think so. Jonathan Taylor has been true and true throughout college. Like, this is not, don't let the landing spot fool you. And then the Dobbins stuff, you and I just were talking massive props on Dobbins. Like, no, Dobbins is going to be one of the best. But you and I have never given up on J.K. Dobbins. Like, so, and anybody that wants to try and say different wise, like, go look and ask our league mates, the leagues that we've been in together. Like, they'll tell you, like, we have been on the J.K. Dobbins. Like, if I'm competing, I'm trying to go get J.K. Dobbins, man. Like, I want me some J.K. Dobbins on my team.
I wish I had him more redraft.
I mean, I think he's still attainable, like in redraft. But the problem is, man, a lot of people are scared to trade in redraft, man. Why is that?
100%, because they drafted they're not. I'll tell you why. Because Dynasty, people still fall into the same trap in redraft as they do Dynasty. When they draft their teams in Dynasty, they become take lock, and that's their players. But as you play Dynasty longer and longer, you get to go off of your priors, and then you get to see, okay, the same players in the same tier, or if I'm buying this player from a shitty team, they don't have this player I like, but the player I like is kind of the same player in the same tier, so I'm going to buy him. Whereas these people redraft, they only draft these teams, Justin, once a year, and they have one or two teams, and they freaking take these players, and that's their players, their ride or dies. They know if you're coming to try and trade them, they know you're trying to get one over on them. So I totally agree with you, dude. I don't even send redraft trades out because they are so hard to get done, dude. It's
one guy literally responded to me in a text message and says, no, I trust my draft picks. I'm like, well, you're an idiot if you're doing that.
Right.
People out there, please listen to us. Look, don't be afraid to draft in yearly redraft leagues. Okay. Sometimes the draft pick doesn't work out. That's okay. Adjust. Sometimes you got to tear down, get two good players if this one big name. Okay, don't let that big name hinder you. When I first started playing fantasy football, I was looking at the big name. And I was like, oh, well, this is it. This is it. Like, wrong. While all these other waiver wire, all these younger people, these no-name people were producing, I was like, nope, nope. This is my guy. This is my guy.
Right.
Wrong.
100%.
I learned from that year alone about my ignorance. Don't do that. Don't be too proud. So if you're watching the show, like, don't be afraid to trade, okay? And if you got trade questions, boom, hit us up in the comments. We would love to talk this out with you. Like, sometimes I got to talk it out loud. Say, hey, do I do this? This is the pros and cons of this person. And once I talk it out loud, not in my head, but out loud, then I'm like, okay, yes, it's a smart move, or no, that now I think about it, it's not a smart move.
Yes,
But
I learned things doing this podcast with you and Slayton because I talked to you guys. You guys changed my priors and you guys awaking me. And then sometimes because we're live and we're on the heat of the moment, I'll say things to the audience because I want to be right. But if I'm thinking to myself and being stubborn when I'm looking at my lineups on my phone, I'm not thinking that way. I'm thinking hard-headedly. But when I'm open to you guys, just like you said, it kind of opens up. Like tight ends this year, for instance. You drafted all these tight ends in the first 6-7 rounds, and barely any of them had panned out. And the guys you picked up off waivers, like freaking Darren Waller, Mason Taylor's looking good, Harold Fanning's looking good, Tyler Warren's looking good. Like all these guys that are late round guys are coming on. Juwan Johnson carried teams for the first 4 weeks. And if you were starting other players in their spot because you were afraid to make that adjustment because you drafted that guy and that was your guy, then you were eating those points and taking those losses.
yeah, all you're doing is looking like a fool when you're doing that. Like,
yes,
adjust. If you want to win, you have to adjust. You know, be flexible.
But I get it. We've all been there. You just have to adjust your priors. You need to be ready to be wrong, as I hear some guys say. That makes sense. And accept when you're wrong.
Be ready to be wrong. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. All right. So thank you for that, Pooner, that question. So we've got another big name that is starting to actually look like he's decent, and that's going to be Marvin Harrison Jr. He's got a concussion, so he could play week 7. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll definitely be putting out that stuff on social media, any updates if they're playing, if they're not playing, how long they're going to be out. But Marvin Harrison Jr.'s got a concussion, so we'll see. Maybe it's a week, maybe it's 2. Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson's one that look like it's going to take a couple weeks. So he hurt his knee. Initially, they were like, okay, no big deal. He'll just be out the rest of the game. But after looking at it more, it looks like it's going to be a couple weeks. So if you have Garrett Wilson, this is one of those times where you're going to have to adjust. If you're competing, let's say you've got 1 loss on the season. Let's say you're 5-1 right now. All right. You cannot afford to take a loss. Okay. You need to keep your foot on the gas. If you have Garrett Wilson, maybe this is a great time to tear down. 1, because the Jets are horrible. Okay. I don't want any part of that. I don't want any part of Justin Fields not even breaking 100 yards passing, okay? Because if he ain't breaking 100 yards passing, that means you ain't getting 100 yards receiving, okay? So, secondly, it's not like Garrett Wilson is going to be lighting it up with Justin Fields, okay? So, this is redraft, not dynasty, okay? Dynasty is a long-term game. If you want to learn more about dynasty, come back here. We'll help you out. We got you covered. But redraft, look at trading, tearing down, okay? Garrett Wilson's got the big name like we talked about, okay? Sell that big name and then go out there and get you 2 guys that are wide receiver 2s maybe that are going to actually be there and give you points, okay?
Would you trade him for Michael Pittman and then some sort of upside running back on someone's bench? Like, I'm not saying Bashal Tutin, but someone who's 1 injury away. Would you trade him for like a Michael Pittman and a Tyler Algier? Would you trade him for Keenan Allen and a backup running back that you can stash that maybe gets some viability? Like, would you do those moves?
Pittman and Algier for Garrett Wilson in redraft, I think I'd take that.
Just moves like that are just something you can consider.
And something, dude. So in flex positions, I don't think people should be afraid to put a tight end there. So this week I played Sam Laporta and Tyler Warren in my one in Sam Laporta as my starting tight end, and Tyler Warren in my flex because I was riddled by injuries. I've got 4 people on my bench right now that are injured.
Yep.
So and my R spot's full. So it worked out.
Yeah.
I won a title one year by playing Kelsey and Kittle all year. One in my tight end and one in my flex. That
Yep.
was like I think 2 years ago when both of them just had phenomenal seasons. So I mean, heck, it don't even have to be a running back. You can be like, hey, give me another tight end that's doing well.
Yeah. Play the matchups because we know Garrett Wilson's out. So can you pick up Mason Taylor off the waiver wire? Or could you trade for Mason Taylor and put him in a flex? Because I know I have a couple injury riddled teams now that Wilson's out and a couple other wide receivers are out. I was looking at my lineups today and I'm looking at my last flex and I'm like, ooh, man, I really don't like who's there. I'm like, I've got Michael Carter in some spots. I've got other guys I'm considering off the waiver wire. Like, I don't know, just kind of gross guys. So now that you said that, I'm going to look to the waiver wire for tight ends and see if I can scoop up some guys that I know is going to have a good matchup. Some guy I can maybe plug in there and get some production.
Well, it's funny you brought up Mason Taylor because in Yahoo leagues, he's still only owned in 36% of leagues.
I'd imagine, yeah.
And Sleeper, it's 45%. And only 24% started him. So, I mean, Mason Taylor's very attainable. I mean, still cheap enough, so he's somebody that people are flying every week. Like, let's say you lost George Kittle, right? And you're just trying to figure it out every week. Bro, Mason Taylor's still on my waivers, my waivers list because people aren't picking him up. He had one down week this week. All right.
Yeah, he had a dud, but the entire offense had a dud because they were going against Denver. So now he steps into a role that we know he's going to get targets because he's probably the best pass catcher now on that team now that Garrett Wilson's gone. So you never know. Maybe plug him in your flex.
Mason Taylor's next 2 games, like these should be some pretty prime games, especially if Garrett Wilson's out. Yep. So next week, okay, they're playing Carolina.
Okay.
The week after that, they're playing Cincinnati.
Ooh, there you go.
So, and then he goes on a bye week. So, I mean, his next 2 weeks are good. So if you're flying tight end, I trust Mason Taylor. I think you should go get Mason Taylor. Like, I was real big coming into the season, like drafts and everything. I thought Mason Taylor is going to be a really good tight end. I have him on all my dynasty leagues.
Yes, you do.
So I'm just waiting for that. But and with Justin Fields like trying to run for his life, that's what you want the tight end. Like how many times do we see like bad quarterbacks use that tight end? That especially the athletic tight end. Like
yes, it's their safety blanket. Yep.
Exactly. There you go. All right. So last injury we'll talk about of note is going to be Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley suffered a hamstring injury, and it's not looking like horrible, but still, tweaked it a little bit like that. So we'll see if he's going to be ready for week 7. We'll keep you up to date on that. But these are the things that you got to make sure to come back for on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. And starting November, I'll start at 10:30 a.m. I know that's a little early for you, Mick, because you're out there in West Coast, so it's a little early, and I get that. But so I mean, you just hop in whenever you get time. But these are the injuries and stuff that we'll be looking at because we know a lot of this stuff that pisses us off. That they're game time decision. Well, man, don't tell me that. Like, let me know first thing in the morning. Did they walk into the building limping or not?
Yeah, Kincaid hurt a lot of people this week because he was questionable up until, and he was the Monday night game, and then he was out. And then luckily I had Pitts in a league with Kincaid, so I just plugged Pitts in. Pitts didn't do shit. But then another league, I had him in the Dynasty League, and then it was either him or start a Jacksonville tight end. So I gambled, and then he was out, so then I had to wear that 0. So, yeah, those freaking game time decisions suck.
I hate, like, most times if it's game time decision, like, one, I'm putting them on a flex spot. They're not going to take up a main roster spot. I'm putting them on my flex. But if I have a better option, then I'm going to put somebody else there. Because normally game time decision, it's like they're not going to get the full workload that they should if they're a game time decision. So most time, I'm just not even messing with that. unless it was something like, oh, they were sick all week with like the flu or something. That's a little
Right.
different.
Right.
But if it's like an injury, I'm not even messing with it at all. So those are our notable injuries to keep an eye out for all week. But now let's get into what everybody comes here for, and that is who are those juicy waiver pickups that we want to get on our rosters that are going to help us in the future. Okay. We talked about Mason Taylor, 36% in Yahoo leagues and 45% in sleeper leagues. So if he's available and you need tight end help, go get Mason Taylor. This is the third week of us saying this. Go get Mason Taylor. He will get his targets. Don't worry. He will be okay. Mick, who is somebody that you think that the viewers out there should go get? Who is your big priority ad on waivers this week?
It's kind of a weird week on waivers because I'm not seeing many people that I put waiver claims in. I've seen Kamani Vidal still open, so I would be putting a waiver bid on him. But I think after that big game, you're going to have to pay the ship to get Kamani Vidal. So what I am looking at for teams is if you have the room, Sam Darnold's available for a lot of QBs. He's got a tough matchup this week, and then he's on a bye. So this is only on a case-by-case basis where if you have a deep league and you could stash him on your bench, I would stash Darnold because he looks pretty dang good. And then there are a couple wide receivers. I've seen Mooney dropped a lot, and I think Mooney can be a high upside guy. If you could put him on your bench and wait till he starts coming about, I don't mind him. And then another sneaky guy is Jalen Coker. He's been on a IR for a while, and he practiced all week last week, but he still didn't play this last game, which means he probably most likely will be back this week, and then he's going to take over the slot. So it'll be Coker and Tet taking over. So I like adding Coker as a little deep sleeper if he's still on waivers.
Yeah. I mean, we just talked about they have the Jets this week in week 7. So, I mean, that's a pretty favorable matchup when he comes back. So him and Tet take some relief there.
One other guy is I think I've seen Tajay Spears dropped a lot, and he's on waivers too. And Tajay Spears, I think the Titans are looking for some electricity because that offense is stagnant. They look bad. Tony Pollard doesn't look electric. He's getting all the carries and still only getting 40, 50 yards. And I saw a couple plays on red zone to where it's evident that when Tajay Spears touches the ball, he's electric. He looks like he's got some pop. His ankle's coming around from that high ankle sprain. He's probably starting to finally get back to what is full strength. So I would say add Tajay Spears for later in the year because I could see him getting some run because they need some electricity in that offense.
Yeah, they do. They got to figure something out. I mean, Cam Ward
doesn't look good.
Yeah, you hate to see. I saw a sheet today where it showed that like all these different first round picks, like that same year their head coach gets fired, and it's like God awful. But then again, there's a reason why these 101s are quarterbacks because their team's horrible.
Right.
So I kind of feel bad for the head coaches because it's like, dude, you didn't even give them enough time to develop their team. You wanted this rookie to come in and save your franchise from day one. That's not how it works.
Mm-hmm.
That's not.
Unless you're Jaden Daniels.
Yeah. Unless you're Jaden Daniels, which heck of a game by him. But yeah, so the Titans, man, it's not going to get any better for the Titans as far as coaching goes. They got Mike McCoy as their interim head coach, and it's just it's a dumpster fire over there.
Did they fire Callahan?
Callahan is gone. They fired him yesterday, I believe. Like he's gone.
I missed that, but from you talking that way, it sounded like it. So that's good because some film guys I was watching that review film and watch the All-22, they say that Cam Ward has been put in the worst situations possible to where his 1-2-step timing, his 2-step drop, 3-step drop aren't in sync with the receivers. Like there's no coaching from the QB coaching, the offensive coaching. Like they are setting him up to fail. So if you have him in Dynasty, he's probably a hold. And I think things will get better because that coaching staff isn't doing him any favors. He's got no timing, no offense, no nothing. He's got nothing to go by. And he's not even a script quarterback. He's an off-the-script quarterback. So he's riding a very sinking ship right now, and I feel bad for him. I think it's only – we'll see. I think it's only room to go up for Tennessee. So hopefully if they start riding Spears a little bit more. And you know what? Here's another sneaky ad too for maybe Dynasty, but Van Jefferson, Mr. Drop King himself. Me and you are Van Jefferson kind of truthers, not truthers, but we know he can play ball. He's a good receiver. He can make some big plays. And it looked like when Ridley went down, he was the wide receiver one of that offense. So he isn't a bad ad if Ridley's going to be out for a week or two.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I have a little hope for Mike McCoy, what he can do there, just because he was a quarterback. And I really like former quarterbacks that become offensive coordinators and coaches just because they're very like
100%.
fantasy football friendly for us, you know, because they like to push the ball downfield. They're not very conservative. But yeah, dude, I'm with you. I think Van Jefferson could be a sneaky good little ad there.
Mm-hmm.
So next one I've got. I mean, I guess everybody's fighting for Kamani Vidal. I'll go ahead and say Bam Knight, bro.
I think my next one too. Yeah,
I think he's gonna be the guy there at least until Trey Benson gets back. But if we see any hiccups from Bam Knight, then I think that's more wheels up for Trey Benson, which leads me to this next thing. Go buy you Trey Benson right now if you can. If somebody's panicking, they're like, hey, he's sitting on my IR spot or he's taking up a bench spot. Like, and if you can afford it, let's say pick up Bam Knight off waivers and go get you Trey Benson from him with Bam Knight because he might be struggling. Hey, I need to win now. But if you have the depth, obviously I'm just saying if you have the depth and you're in position to, go do that. But go get Bam Knight. He showed that he's the one that they're going to go after. They're not going to use DeMarcado after him costing his coach $100,000. It was $100,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not putting you in the game either. You cost me $100K. Freaking idiot.
You know what? The running backs I listed, I would be picking up Bam Knight before them if you need instant points right now, because I think Bam Knight's going to go into the role right away of 10 plus carries next game. So I like Bam Knight. I'm changing my mind. Bam Knight should be the priority for running backs if you can't get Vidal.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if, man, Jacoby Brissett just looked pretty good leading that offense. I feel bad for when Kyler Murray comes back, because I think Kyler Murray sucks as a passing quarterback. Hell of an athlete, but
out on Kyler. I think we saw the Marvin Harrison, not breakout game, but it was like the first two drives. He already had two big catches for yardage, and it just goes to show that all he needs is a QB. That he's not – Marvin Harrison isn't going to create separation. He's not CeeDee. He's not Justin Jefferson. He's not running away with guys on slants or deep crossers. But he is a big body wide receiver that is capable of making big plays. And Kyler Murray, just two drives of Jacoby Brissett just proves that Kyler is the problem with Marvin Harrison. It's not Marvin Harrison.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not Marvin Harrison. You are 100% correct on that one, brother. Am I crazy on this? Should people be going out picking up Kendrick Bourne if they can? I mean, check this out. Past 2 weeks, his targets against the Rams are 11 targets. Okay. Targets against Tampa Bay were 9. Okay. He had 142 in both of those games.
No, you're not crazy. You're not crazy. It all depends on if Pearsall's coming back or not. If Pearsall's back, I'd say pump the brakes. But even then, it's a PCL, which we know is the stability in your knee, which isn't good to come back from. So Kendrick Bourne, if he's still available, hell yeah, pick him up. I just thought that he's out. Is he still – what's his percentages on
54. Well, he's 54 on Sleeper. I did not check Yahoo yet. Let me check Yahoo.
He's probably lower on Yahoo then.
Yahoo's usually pretty low.
Yeah, but definitely pick up Bourne. He looks good. He looks like he has some gas because from what I remember, he's now 2 years removed off of an ACL. So he's probably getting back his juice, and
Bourne's 36% on Yahoo.
See,
so he's
another
readily
one.
available.
Yes,
but Bourne's always been a really good route runner, though. Like, so I've been a fan of Bourne for a lot of years, and man, he needs opportunity. He's one of those wide receivers. Like, he's not an alpha by any stretch of the imagination, but he needs targets to be good. And right now, you just talk about with Pearsall's PCL, like Pearsall's shifty, and that's his game. If he doesn't have that stability, I don't know, dude. Like, that's not great.
You have to remember that Kendrick Bourne was on the Patriots for a majority of his career, and that's where wide receivers go if they don't want production. So it probably wasn't as much his fault as it was being with New England. And now that he's in a high octane offense, and he's doing this at what? He's got to be close to 30 years old.
He is 30. He's exactly 30. But he's got the body type, though. He's 6'1", 200 pounds. Like,
he looks good.
Yeah.
He looks
Dude's been in the league 8 years and still going out here showing up.
Yeah, he looks good. He looks like a professional wide receiver. He's got that long, lanky body that can snatch balls out of the air, and he looks quick too. I can't believe it. I never would have thought that, but Kendrick freaking Bourne, 142 yards back-to-back games.
Yeah, I've been following this guy like on Instagram and stuff like that for the past like 5 years, and like he's always showing his workouts, like his route running, and it's like, damn, this dude can run a route. He just gets no opportunity, but he's always on a position where it doesn't favor him. Like you just talked about the Patriots. Like, yeah. I hate receivers going to the Patriots.
Yep. That should be like Slayton's thing with the Jets. Avoid players on the Jets, avoid receivers on the Patriots.
And are we back to the old Patriots? Like, you can't trust the running backs on the Patriots thing. You remember that? That was a thing for many, many years. Like, don't trust, because you never know who it's going to be. Well, we know who it's not. It's not our boy Travion Henderson.
Isn't that crazy? And to start the year with all the hype off Travion, he was going in the 3rd round. Some guys were taking him like in big money leagues in the end of the 2nd round. And those guys, their season's done. You could have probably sold Travion and gotten Jenny or Hampton when he was busting off those long runs in the preseason. And now it looks like I don't know. He doesn't even look good either. It's kind of scary. I'm glad. I love Travion. He was one of my favorite guys out of this class. And I'm kind of glad that I have no shares of him right now because he doesn't look good.
I wouldn't be upset if somebody came to me that was a Travion Henderson owner and said, "Hey, give me your 1st rounder and I'll give you Travion." Like, done. Like, I'll hold on to that. I still think Travion's best years are ahead of him, but
would you take a late 27 first or Travion?
Travion.
You'd take Travion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in 27, I think Travion's going to be good.
Bet on the talent. Yeah. I don't hate it. We know he's good, but he doesn't look good.
he was the best college football the best running back in football since he's been a freshman.
Yeah.
He just so happened to get Quinshon Judkins transfer in from Ole Miss and split carries. But I think that helps him more because it saved his wear and tear.
Yeah, because he was getting hurt.
Yeah. The Patriots just don't know how to use Travion Henderson, which is crazy because Josh McDaniels is supposed to be this great offensive coordinator, but yet he's over here wasting players like Travion Henderson.
It's the Drake May show right now.
Well, they must have forgot Travion Henderson got hands, bro.
No kidding. No kidding.
What are they doing over there? I don't understand it. But it's getting late. I know you gotta get up early. We're hitting the hour 15 on the show right now. So thank you everybody who's watching, who's been giving us questions and comments and stuff like that. We definitely enjoy that. It makes the show so much more fun. Man, I I know you want to find your secret weapons out there. I mean, Lord knows Mick and I have our secret weapons that we don't like to share, anything like that. Like burner Twitter accounts. Like I know some of the people that we play Dynasty with and have for years. Like they got burners. They're out there asking questions. Whatever, that's fine. But you know what? Create a burner. Use us as your outlet. Like Pooner here, Poondagoon. Like he's in one of our leagues that we're together in. So thank you for having the courage there. Spread the word, man. Let everybody know if they got questions, they can come here. Come to Kingmaker Sports and we'll help you out. That's our goal. Our goal here is just win championships. You know, like this is the goal right here. Like get you one of those. I don't know if you see that beautiful thing. Oh, my background's doing it. But look at that pretty thing. That is so nice, dude. Imagine getting one of those on your hand, just blinging.
Yeah.
Looking like Tom Brady. You stick around here for as many years, we'll make you look like Tom Brady. All right, Kingmaker Sports got you covered. This could be yours, Mick. I got it right here sitting on my desk waiting for you, bro.
I know. The sad thing is I don't like that team that league. It was off to a hot start, and I think I'm 500, but I don't like that. That team's not looking like it's going to compete.
Hey, you never know. It could turn around. These spicy waiver ads that we're talking about, you get those on your team, you're looking real good, my friend. But anyways, so to close us out, go ahead and hit that subscribe button on here. We're giving away a jersey, as you see down here at the banner at the bottom, at 200. Get 200 on the channel. We're just over 100 now. Once we get 200, we'll be doing a drawing to give away a free jersey. And it'll be like a fantasy relevant player. Who knows? We might reach out to you and say, hey, what player do you want? And we'll send it your way. Okay. But you cannot win the jersey if you're not subscribed. So go ahead and knock that out. Also, we are partnered with W Energy, as you see up here at the top. Okay. W Energy is a energy powder. Okay. They sent me this tub here. It's the Blue Tropical Punch. It's pretty much blue raspberry. It tastes really good. And you can get little shaker bottles and stuff like that too. So use code Kingmaker, as you see up top. Code Kingmaker, just one word, Kingmaker at checkout. That's on your whole order every time you order. Not just one time. It's not a one-time use thing. Every time. Get 10% off your order. That lets them know Kingmaker Sports sent you. So that helps Mick, myself, to be able to put more into the show, to be able to do this for you, like pay for giveaways and stuff like that. So with that being said, you will find us every Tuesday night, 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and every Sunday morning, 11 a.m., sometimes 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, getting you ready for those game time decisions. Hate that crap. So stupid. I hate game time decisions. But you know what? They're a part of the game. So you know what? We're a part of your game. So keep on coming back. Hit that subscribe button. Mick, thank you so much for being on here tonight. And man, what do you got? What do you got for everybody? What's your last little nugget before we head out?
What are we entering? Week 7?
Week 7, man.
Week 7. That means the fantasy season is halfway over. So
yep, almost.
It's starting to get clutch, and these are when buys are coming up. I was filling out some lineups today, and I didn't like a lot of my starting lineups. So I need to figure out some things on the waiver wire and hopefully string some things together, because week 7, week 8, week 9, this is when the teams break away to the top of the pack or the bottom of the pack. So hopefully you are the latter. Important.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to make trades. I got a little idea that I'll talk to you about, but maybe do like a mid-season thing, a little mid-season stock report on some players. That's mainly for your dynasty, but we'll incorporate some redraft. So anyways, as always, thank you for coming, everybody. Thank you for viewing, and thank you for commenting your questions. We definitely appreciate that. And we will see you next time on Kingmaker Sports.